February 25th, 1957, Northeast Philadelphia. A young man walking through a quiet wooded area spots a small cardboard box, half buried among the leaves. Inside is the body of a little boy. He's between 4 and 6 years old, naked, bruised, wrapped in a cheap plaid blanket. There's no identification, no missing child reports, no one comes forward. For decades, he would be known only as the boy in the box, a nameless victim, a lost soul, and one of America's most heartbreaking mysteries. The scene was quiet, eerily so. The cardboard box had once held a baby bassinet, the kind sold at local stores. Inside lay a small boy, wrapped carefully in a blanket as if someone had tried to protect him or hide him. He had deep bruises, small scars, and a recently cut, uneven haircut, perhaps done to disguise him. An autopsy revealed signs of malnutrition and long-term physical abuse. He had been dead only a few days, but his short life had clearly been filled with pain. No one knew who he was, and even more disturbingly, no one seemed to miss him. The Philadelphia Police Department launched one of the largest investigations in city history. Detectives distributed thousands of flyers across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and beyond. The boy's photo appeared on posters, milk cartons, even electric bills mailed to homes across the state. Hundreds of leads poured in, mothers, neighbors, social workers. But each one ended in disappointment. The boy's fingerprints and footprints were taken, compared against hospital records, adoption centers, and missing children reports. Nothing matched. He didn't fit any missing child description in the entire country. It was as if this boy had appeared and vanished from nowhere. As the years passed, the story took on a life of its own. Reporters called it the Boy in the Box case, a name that haunted Philadelphia. One theory pointed to a nearby foster home, not far from where the body was found. Some claimed the boy matched a child once seen there, neglected, possibly abused. But police could never prove a connection. Another story came from a woman who said her mother had bought a boy, yes, bought, and killed him in a fit of rage. The claim was shocking, but investigators found inconsistencies. The evidence didn't add up. Then came darker ideas, theories of ritual abuse, trafficking, even medical experimentation. Each one sensationalized, each one fading into nothing. No matter how many suspects appeared, none matched the truth. The boy in the box remained silent. In 1998, more than 40 years after his death, the city buried the boy in a small cemetery in Philadelphia. His headstone carried just 4 words: America's unknown child. For generations, people left flowers, toys, and handwritten notes by the grave. Detectives, journalists, even ordinary citizens. They couldn't forget him. He became a symbol of every missing child, every forgotten victim. But his story wasn't over. In the early 2000s, advances in DNA technology offered new hope. The boy's body was exhumed to extract DNA, but the results were too degraded for identification. It wasn't until 2022, 65 years later, that investigators turned to genetic genealogy, the same technology used to catch the Golden State Killer. By comparing DNA to public genealogy databases, they slowly built a family tree. Piece by piece, match by match, the identity of the boy began to take shape. Finally, after 6 decades, the mystery child had a name: Joseph Augustus Zarelli, born in 1953. A little boy from West Philadelphia. His parents were identified, but their names were initially withheld out of respect. Joseph had siblings, still alive, who never even knew he existed. After 65 years, America's unknown child was no longer unknown. But even with a name, the case remains unsolved. Who killed Joseph? Why was he never reported missing? And how could a child disappear without anyone, not even his own family, coming forward? Investigators still believe someone, somewhere, knows the truth. Maybe it's buried in a family secret, hidden by guilt, or locked away in fear. The identity solved one half of the puzzle. but justice remains out of reach. Today, Joseph Augustus Zarelli rests under a new headstone that bears his real name. Visitors still come to lay flowers and whisper prayers, not just for him, but for every child whose story was forgotten. His case stands as a reminder of both tragedy and progress, that even after decades, technology and determination can bring the truth back to light. He may have been lost to the world for 65 years, but now, at last, the world knows his name. The boy in the box is no longer nameless, but his murder, still unsolved, continues to haunt America. The discovery gave him back his identity, yet not his justice. What do you think? Will the truth about Joseph's killer ever be uncovered, or will his story forever remain a whisper in the cold wind of Philadelphia?